Well, it's a big show. It's what happened on my universe more pay-per-view special. Yep, it's the first of two pay-per-view specials for February. It's Fastlane, home of the Nitro brand for this one, and we were in Albuquerque, New Mexico, opening the show with a huge contest as the Retro Rumble winner Andre the Giant was taking on Stone Cold Steve Austin. And it would be the rattlesnake that started things off for us in the match with knees to Andre's gut and then his head. He gave him a neck breaker and a knee to the back before punching him and Irish whipping him into the corner, where he was soon reversed by the eighth wonder of the world. After putting Austin on the mat, his next move was dodged by Stone Cold, who got a few kicks in, but he soon got reversed once more, and Andre had a proper advantage this time, slamming him right to the floor and then hitting him in the head. The Giant picked up Stone Cold for a side breaker, then came running with an elbow drop before Steve Austin came fighting back with right hands. Andre tried to trade with him, but in the end was sent packing to the outside. And while he was out there, Andre decided to go walkies and try to leave the arena. Stone Cold was having none of it though, and he joined him outside in order to just bring him back in. Stone Cold gave him a shot on the apron for good measure before rolling him in the ring, and when he did roll him in the ring, that's when the stomps came in. He followed that up with a knee to the back and a knee to the gut before going for the Lufez press, which he hit and hit several times to the head of Andre in the process. Then Andre dodged. The Giant then hit Stone Cold with a takedown and then brought him back in the ring. When he tried to roll out, he sat on Stone Cold's chest, slammed him down one more time, and then hit his patented running splash. He went for the pin, and with that kind of weight on top of you, Stone Cold was never going to kick out. Andre the Giant, another win on pay-per-view for him. Next up, we had a rematch from the last edition of Nitro as Rikishi was against Rey Mysterio once again, this time in a tables match after Rikishi put Rey Mysterio through a table in a backstage attack after their match. Mysterio came running out the blocks with a spinning heel kick on Rikishi, but his next move caused him to get reversed. Rikishi got a few moves in, such as a clothesline and a kick. He sat on Mysterio's arm before picking him up and getting reversed himself, thanks to a quick Rey Mysterio Hurricane Rana. Mysterio went to the top rope, sat down on Rikishi's chest, then did a springboard to do the same thing. Mysterio thought he had a decent advantage, but nope, Rikishi just grabbed him and hit him with a backbreaker before punching him in the face, stomping on his midsection, ramming his knee into the mat, and then hitting a beautiful sit-out spinebuster. Rikishi continued the offense, putting his large posterior to the back of Rey Mysterio. He went and grabbed a table, but when he tried to pick Mysterio up, he rolled out and gave Rikishi a DDT. Mysterio smashed Rikishi with the table, then gave him a lovely head scissor takedown before trying to set up the table, but in the meantime Rikishi got up and smacked him in the back. A Samoan drop and a standing Northern Lights suplex followed that, but Rey Mysterio tried to escape. Rikishi wouldn't let him, so instead he drop-kicked his knee. Mysterio hit Rikishi with another DDT and then grabbed the table, but Rikishi wrestled it away from him, hit him in the head with it, and then tried to ram it into him while he was down, but Mysterio rolled out of the way and then gave Rikishi an elbow as a reversal. As you can see, Rey Mysterio then hit a huge 619. He tried to Irish whip Rikishi, but then got knocked over in the process. Rikishi picked him up, tried to drag him towards the table, but Rey Mysterio wriggled out and instead put Rikishi through the table with a Hurricane Rana. And of course, as this was a tables match, your winner was Rey Mysterio. And what a match it was. On to some organised chaos now for the World Tag Team Championships, as the Hardy Boys, Jeff and Matt, were challenging the current champions, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, the Outsiders, and it was anything goes. There was no tags, it was just chaos. Scott Hall hit a belly-to-belly on Jeff Hardy to start with as Kevin Nash tossed Matt Hardy away. Kevin Nash then threw Jeff Hardy out the ring, and Matt Hardy thought he had some advantage, but he then got grabbed from behind and suplexed by Kevin Nash. The two teams then paired off with Nash on Matt in the ring and Scott Hall and Jeff Hardy battling outside, and eventually Jeff Hardy would gain the advantage on Scott Hall, throwing him in the ring and allowing Matt Hardy to clothesline him down before Jeff Hardy would drill Kevin Nash down with a Russian leg sweep. We carried on with the chaos with Matt Hardy hitting a huge neck breaker on Scott Hall and Kevin Nash just taking Jeff Hardy's punches. He then reversed with an Irish whip into the corner and tossed Jeff Hardy away as Scott Hall woke up and gave Matt Hardy a huge shin breaker. But at the same time, Jeff Hardy got the advantage back on Kevin Nash with a jawbreaker. Jeff Hardy was able to hit his comeback move, but at the exact same time his brother was getting fall-away slammed by Scott Hall, but that didn't stop Jeff Hardy hitting the twist of fate on Kevin Nash. Hall gave Matt Hardy a huge chokeslam, and at the same time Kevin Nash was able to reverse out of Jeff Hardy's move. Hall went for the pin, but Jeff Hardy was able to quickly jump on it and stop the count. Unfortunately for Jeff though, he then got booted in the face, and Scott Hall went diving to the outside on Matt Hardy while the jackknife was hit on Jeff Hardy. He went for the pin, but Jeff Hardy was able to hashtag press LB for resiliency. The chaos then went to the outside for Nash and Jeff and left Matt Hardy to hit a twist of fate on Scott Hall in the ring, but before he could make a pin, Kevin Nash elbowed him in the head several times. But in the meantime, Jeff Hardy woke up, gave Kevin Nash a reverse DDT and then a swanton bomb. Scott Hall sent Matt Hardy to the outside, and after Jeff Hardy leg dropped Kevin Nash on the arm, Kevin Nash was able to use that arm to chop Jeff Hardy and get back in control. We then got this beautiful sight of two moves at the same time. Kevin Nash got reverse put into the corner, and then Jeff Hardy rammed him into the corner post while Matt Hardy had control of Scott Hall. Jeff Hardy hit a drop kick on Kevin Nash. Matt Hardy hit Hall with the side effect, and Jeff Hardy nailed a twist of fate on Kevin Nash once more, but after that, a reversal again. And Matt Hardy clearly wasn't paying attention as Kevin Nash chucked Jeff Hardy to the outside. Matt Hardy was posing, and then he got posed into a big boot by Kevin Nash and the jackknife powerbomb. Kevin Nash then went for the pin, and Kevin Nash got the win for the Outsiders as they retain the World Tag Team Championships. Hopefully we can keep up with the next match. Oh no, wait, it's a triple threat match between The Rock, Triple H, and that person that's bound it all together by attacking everyone for some reason, Chris Jericho. And this one was going to be chaos as well because it's a triple threat match, of course. Jericho did the honours at the start of this match by giving The Rock a drop kick, but then it was back suplex mania. Triple H to Chris Jericho, then The Rock to Triple H, and then Chris Jericho to The Rock. It was back suplex mania, but that was stopped after that as Chris Jericho gave Triple H an enziguri and then foiled The Rock's belly to belly attempt. Triple H stopped Jericho's next move with a knee to the face before giving him a shin breaker. Triple H threw The Rock into the corner and gave him a clothesline to the back of the head. Jericho then grabbed him, hit a butterfly backbreaker, and then a huge moonsault off the top rope onto The Rock. After that, he hit The Rock with a flying forearm and a tope to the outside onto Triple H. Jericho then gave some shots to The Rock before Triple H eventually got up and was able to grab Jericho, and him and The Rock gave us some double teamness, but the alliance did not last, and The Rock then jumped over Jericho to give a flying clothesline to Triple H. The Rock nailed big moves on both men before being grabbed by Jericho and reversed with a reverse kick. Jericho then grabbed Triple H and put him in the walls of Jericho. The Rock stopped him, he let go, and then hit The Rock with the codebreaker. He went for the pin, but he was too close to the ropes. Jericho hit an enziguri to Triple H, a flying clothesline on The Rock, but was then caught with a spinebuster by Triple H, who went for the pin. The pin was stopped by The Rock though, but instead of carrying on, Triple H hit a pedigree on The Rock. Jericho was out, The Rock was out, and Triple H was your winner. 1, 2, 3, and that's the match. Triple H celebrated, and we moved on to a huge match which was coming next, featuring two people who've been feuding for a while and were tag team partners, tag team champions in fact for ages. It was Sting once again taking on the Ultimate Warrior. This match began with the Ultimate Warrior giving huge right hands to Sting's face, and once they were done, he ran at him with a shoulder tackle. He picked him up for a gorilla press slam and then put him straight back down to be followed up with a lovely elbow drop. The Ultimate Warrior tossed his former partner about before going for a punch. Sting reversed, hit a punch of his own, and then a bulldog before Irish whipping the Ultimate Warrior, making him run the ropes, which he ended off giving him an elbow to the head. Sting dropped a couple of nice standing elbow drops on the Warrior. Warrior tried to roll outside, but Sting joined him and suplexed him hard on the concrete floor. Sting then rolled him back into the ring, rammed his head on the apron, and tried to hit him in the corner, but that's when the Ultimate Warrior reversed and gave him a knee lift. The Warrior held control with a double axe handle off the second rope and then threw Sting back in the ring when he rolled onto the apron. After that, he threw Sting into the corner and it was superplex time. Somehow Sting hit a reversal after that and tossed his former partner to the outside and drilling him with a couple of inverted atomic drops before throwing him across the floor outside. Sting then nailed several huge painful moves, a jumping DDT, a neck breaker and a sidewalk slam before throwing the Warrior back back into the ring and hitting his finishing move, the Scorpion Death Drop. He went for the pin, but hashtag press LB for resiliency. Despite having the advantage, Sting went for his comeback move and it failed. The Warrior hit a clothesline, then a shoulder tackle, and then picked him up on his shoulders before lifting him way above his head, dropping him to the floor. And then as Sting turned round, he ran and hit the splash to the back splash. He went for the pin. Sting thought he got his shoulder up, but it wasn't to be, and the Ultimate Warrior was victorious. Sting was incensed after the match and went to attack him, and as you can see, that also failed as the Ultimate Warrior sent him packing to the outside and celebrated. And we moved on to the penultimate match of the evening, and for some reason that was the WWE title match between Ted DiBiase, who's decked in white for a change, taking on the Man in Black, The Undertaker, the champion. With the pre-match formalities out the way, Ted DiBiase immediately went on the attack, raking the eyes of the dead man, which opened up a couple more opportunities for a Russian leg sweep and a nasty looking side breaker. The $1 Million Man then put the Undertaker into the corner and dragged his face along the top rope. It looked like he was going to hit the neck breaker after that, but the Undertaker stopped that from happening, getting a reversal and putting Ted DiBiase down with a clothesline, and after that we got to go old school. The Phenom continued his attack after that with a back suplex and a reverse DDT. He sent fists flying towards Ted DiBiase, lots and lots of fists, using that MMA background he apparently has. Anyway, after an elbow to the back of the head, he went for a big boot, but Ted DiBiase dodged out the way of it. DiBiase hit a clothesline and an elbow to the head before putting the Undertaker in a headlock and punching him, and then following that up with a back suplex, but the Undertaker was in control again after that thanks to a fireman's carry. The Undertaker then punished Ted DiBiase first with a huge chokeslam, then with a sidewalk slam, and then clotheslining him to the outside and hitting that famous dive over the top rope. The dead man stayed on the outside with a DDT before rolling DiBiase back in the ring. It gave him a huge kick to the gut, but then got reversed when DiBiase was resting on the ropes. DiBiase, for some reason, gave The Undertaker a low blow after that, right in front of the referee, causing an instant disqualification. So God knows what's going through his mind, and we have to move on to the main event of the evening. The Fastlane main event is for the European title, which, face it, is probably going to be a much bigger match because it is the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, taking on the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be, and of course the current European champion Bret the Hitman Hart. And the main event began with Bret Hart in the ascendancy, giving Shawn Michaels a European uppercut and then running at him with a crossbody, following that up with a bulldog and a elbow to the face of Shawn Michaels. The Hitman drilled Shawn Michaels with a DDT before going for a punch, and that was reversed by the Heartbreak Kid, who gave him a punch back and a running elbow. He nipped up and gave him a few more punches for good measure. Michaels looked like he was going to work on the arm, but then changed his mind and rammed his knee into Bret Hart's head, following that up with a stomp to the head and an elbow to the head. He went to pick Bret Hart up after that, but Bret Hart was able to reverse using some technical wizardry and ended up dropping a leg drop on Shawn Michaels, followed by a fist drop off the top rope. After a Russian leg sweep, he gave Shawn Michaels a knee lift and then a European uppercut before putting Shawn Michaels on the top rope, which ended up getting reversed. HBK hit a lovely flying cross body, a back elbow, and then started working on the leg. It looked like he was going to put a submission hold on, but Bret kicked him away and instead locked in a submission of his own. Shawn Michaels didn't tap out, instead Bret Hart just let go and moved on to his next manoeuvre, a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. Bret Hart followed that with a Russian leg sweep and a diving leg drop off the top rope. After that, a running crossbody and a punch, but that punch got reversed. Shawn Michaels followed with a flying forearm, threw him into the corner, hit him with a running forearm, and then got to the top rope and hit that diving elbow. He went for the pin, but Bret Hart kicked out, only a near fall. Michaels was frustrated and brought out the big guns, drilling Bret Hart down with a big pile driver, kicked him in the gut, went for a sidewalk slam, but Bret Hart reversed out, punched him in the face, hit a European uppercut, and then drilled him down with a pile driver of his own. He went for the pin, and just like that, Bret the Hitman Hart had retained the European Championship. And that is it for this edition of What Happened on My Universe Mode. Like and subscribe. Raw next.